Hi, I'm Holly. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Are you Rebecca?
Yes.
So I talked to you on the phone a little bit, and you are
Timothy?
Timothy?
I don't know why I'm here.
I'm Tyler.
Tyler. Okay, so I talked to Rebecca a little bit on the phone about what was going on, but I basically just want to hear from each of you how I can be useful to you today.
Well, Timothy here seems probably 3 or 4 times a week comes home with a new cat.
Okay,
I love the little fellas.
okay.
But he works 2 jobs, so he doesn't have time to take care of them. And we've talked to him multiple times about bringing cats home, and he just can't seem to help it. They pee everywhere, they poop everywhere. It's disgusting and it smells.
So y'all are roommates?
Yes.
Okay. And Timothy, how can I be useful to you today? What do you think is going on in the house?
Well, they're not supporting me in taking care of my cats. And I don't want them to have to be euthanized, so I just can't help rescuing cats. This is what I did.
Okay. And Rebecca, how can I help you today? What do you think the problem is? Is it the same for you or a little bit different?
It's the same.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about how you feel about it.
Well, I'm allergic to cats,
Okay.
so that's not a good thing. And we just can't continue this, having so many cats in the house.
Okay, so let's think a little bit about this process and let's move a little bit into the future. And looking back on this process of therapy, what do you think it should look like later? If things have made progress, what do you think things would look like later, the ideal?
We would have 2 cats maximum.
2 cats maximum?
Yeah.
And what about for you, Timothy?
I think 2 dozen isn't an insane number.
Okay. And what about you, Tyler? What do you think?
I think more like 2 is a lot better.
Okay, so how do you think you will know when you don't need to come to therapy anymore? So I'm hearing Rebecca say when you only have 2 cats. Tyler says when you only have 2 cats, and Timothy wants 2 dozen. So, how would this look when you don't need to come to therapy anymore? Would it have to be 2 cats, or is there some kind of middle ground, or what do you think that point would be when you don't need therapy anymore?
I mean, it's a continuous thing. He keeps bringing cats home all the time. It's like almost an addiction.
Okay.
So when the cats stop showing up at the house,
I think when there are significantly fewer cats in the house and he stops bringing them home.
Okay, so significantly fewer. How many would that be for you?
For us to completely stop, I would say no more than 5.
No more than 5.
But I would like fewer.
Okay. And Timothy, what about you?
Well, I started with such a high number because I knew they would want to bring me down, and I can't imagine not having 10 cats.
Okay. So your ideal would just still be able to have 10.
A lot of cats.
Okay. So basically you're saying a lot, but would 10 be a reasonable number for you, or?
I guess I could stand 10.
Okay. Okay, can I ask you sort of an odd question? Is that okay with y'all?
Sure.
Okay. So, let's imagine you're home one night, and what does y'all's routine usually look like at night when you get home?
Tripping
After
over
work.
cats, cans of cat food, cursing Timothy's name.
Well, what's your routine like? You know, do y'all have dinner?
Well,
Do you
normally
go
we
to
clean
bed?
up
Do you
after
watch
cats.
TV before bed? You clean up after the cats when you get
Yeah,
home?
Timothy has 2 jobs, so he doesn't really have much time to care for them.
Okay.
When I get home, my roommates have already had to feed them and pick up after them, clean the litter boxes, because I get home late.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait on that question for just a moment, and let's think about this. If we can all kind of come up with some kind of goal for this. So I hear Tyler saying no more than 5 cats.
Well, oh yeah, I would like fewer than that, but I guess I can settle with 5.
And Timothy wants 10. And Rebecca, you said 2. So let's think about this. If we could decrease, we have 12 now, correct?
Maybe a few more.
Maybe a few more?
We're like 17.
17. So if we could decrease the number of cats, that would be okay for all of you. That would be an improvement, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the goal here is basically to agree upon a number of cats that would be suitable for y'all. So let's think about, I'm going to ask you this odd question. So you come home, you do your normal routine. I don't know if do y'all eat dinner together?
Not me, because I'm usually getting home really late.
Okay, so what do you do when you get home?
Swing by Taco Bell on the way home, and when I get home, I just kind of play with my cats a little bit, and then I usually go to my room, do my own thing.
Okay, and you two, do you eat dinner together, Tyler and Rebecca?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So let's say it was a night where you ate dinner together. You two come home, you eat dinner together after cleaning up after the cats, and everything is normal. And then Timothy comes home late after picking up his Taco Bell, and he goes to bed. And all of y'all are laying in bed, and you go to sleep. And then while you're asleep, something very unusual happens. A miracle happens, but you don't know that this miracle has happened. So in the morning when you wake up, this miracle happens, but you don't know, as I said, that the miracle happens. So how can you tell in the morning that this miracle happened to resolve this problem that you have? Tyler, what would that look like for you? What would you smell? What would you feel if this miracle to resolve this problem had happened?
Well, I'll tell you what I wouldn't hear. I wouldn't hear 17 cats outside my door.
Okay, let's focus more, on what you would hear and not what you wouldn't hear.
I would hear a couple of cats outside my door.
And what would that sound like?
Soft meows. And maybe some light purring.
Okay, and Timothy, what would it look like for you? What would you feel? What would you smell? What exactly, anything, any feelings, anything you could imagine if this miracle had happened to fix this issue overnight and you
I'd
didn't
hear
know
a
it
whole
happened?
bunch of knocking on the door, and it would be people who wanted to take and give my cats homes. I don't want to give them all away, but I just want the cats to have homes and happy lives. And I know if I get rid of half my 17 cats, that they're not going to go to good homes, or they're going to go back to the vet.
Okay,
Or
so
the pound, I guess.
Okay, so Timothy, I hear you saying that you would be okay with giving up some of these cats if you could find them good homes that you felt
Exactly.
secure in.
Yeah, I'm not a cat lady.
You just want them to have good homes.
Exactly.
Okay. And Rebecca, what would that look like for you if this miracle somehow happened overnight?
The house wouldn't smell like cat urine anymore. All the cats would be gone.
so I'm just having to the computer.
Screensaver
It's still
came on.
recording.
Okay, so you're saying all the cats would be gone? So earlier you said that you could deal with a few cats, but now I hear you saying that you want no cats.
I don't really like them, but I can put up with two.
You can put up with 2. So, I want to ask you next, has there ever been a time when y'all have lived together when this problem has not been an issue?
When there was one cat.
One cat? Was that when y'all first moved in?
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time when you did have 17 cats when it hasn't been as big of an issue?
No.
No? You don't think so?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a scale of 1 to 10. And 1 is going to be the problem at its absolute worst. And 10 is gonna be if this miracle happened where, Tyler said he would wake up to hearing a few cats, and Timothy said that his cats would go to a good home. So we're thinking maybe, since Rebecca said 2 cats, if this miracle happened, there would probably be 2 cats, and many of the cats had gone to a good home. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 this miracle happening, where would you say you are right now?
With the 17, I'd say probably at about a 9.
Wait, well, 10 is the best.
Oh.
The situation
About
could
a
be.
2 then.
About a 2? Okay. And what about you, Timothy?
I'm probably a 6 because I still love my babies. I like having them around, and they have a good home with us.
Okay. And Rebecca, what do you think? Where are you right now?
1.
A 1, really? So, if you're at a 1, so you're at basically the worst the problem could be. Now, Tyler, I want to ask you, why are you at a 2 and not a 1? How was that improvement made from the worst this problem has ever been to a 2? You can think about it a little bit if you need some time.
You like something like that?
I do like a couple of the cats.
Okay, so you like some of the cats, that's why you're at a 2.
When Rebecca's not around, he always talks about how much he likes the cat.
Okay, well, and Timothy, why are you at a 6? So your problem basically is not the cats, but the issue the roommates have with the cats, correct?
Absolutely. I don't like being ganged up on by my roommates.
Okay, so am I understanding that you're at a 6 with that?
Well, I was saying the 6 was like relating to the cats.
Okay,
Because
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear.
I want them to have, you're fine, I want them to have homes. But as far as the roommates ganging up on me, I feel more like a 3.
And why do you think you are at a 3 rather than a 1?
Well, because they're still my friends, and I know they're smelling the cats, and it's really bothering them and all that.
Okay.
So I kind of understand and relate to them.
Okay, and so let's think about, not necessarily how we can get to this 10, how we can get to this miracle, but I want to talk to each of you about maybe how we can even get one step farther. So Rebecca, you're at a 1 right now. What do you think it would take for you to be at a 2?